What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Today is Wednesday. We are halfway through the work week. Hopefully, you guys are looking forward to the weekend. I am. I have Saturday and Sunday off. Another thing that I'm very positive about, and I don't know about you guys, but there's no better feeling than looking over at your stack of books that you have probably had about 15 to 20 books piled up, and now you only got, let me see, 3 or 4 left to read. So I'm finally all caught up on all the main books that I'm reading, and these are the ones I'm highlighting. So now we're going to have the weekly story time with Derrz back. So here, this is the one I want to start with, and I want to spotlight this. This is Vanish #1. Whenever a new book or a new run comes out, I always like to see who's writing it and who does the artwork. This is with Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. I'm kind of a Donny Cates fanboy, but I'm not really biased towards him. I just love his storytelling. I always not really do the research about a book because I want to kind of go into it with a blank slate to kind of see how I feel about it. I don't want any biased opinions or anything. And let me tell you, I was absolutely blown away by this book. It has quickly become one of my favorites. There's one page in particular that I'll show you that catapulted this to my favorites. And again, if you haven't read any of these books, just skip over them, or like I said, spoiler warning, because I'm going to go in depth and kind of go page by page. So right off the rip, you got nice gritty storytelling. The artwork reminds me of like some old school Spawn, so I absolutely love that. Basically, it starts off by saying, talking about his backstory and how he takes a bunch of drugs, a bunch of Valium, a bunch of pills. He's an alcoholic. He can't sleep. So it skips to that. And then you have kind of an introduction to one of the characters here. And he kind of comes down. This dude's robbing this lady. And this dude jumps down, basically coming out as like a superhero. And his name's Battle Rocket. So he comes down and he just literally flattens this dude. Sorry about the glare. Just trying to... Let me zoom in a little bit live right here. Here we go. So he just comes down, crunches him, straight up flattens him, and the dude that's taking all the Valium or anything sees him, shows him this crest on his chest, and he basically says, "Oh, F me," so he recognizes him. So then it skips to the Mistlands of Everkeep, the Outworld of Magic, kind of showing the backstory of where this dude grew up. It's kind of a wizards and dragons kind of backstory. Then this, not army, but bad guys show up and basically destroy. Basically, Thanos snaps one explosion the entire city out. So like I said, I love the artwork. Now, he was at a school. This whole school was preparing these kids the entire time for war. And there's a few things in this culture that are sacrilegious that you should never, ever, ever, ever do that is punishable by death. One of them is any student is strictly forbidden from accessing or using any of the items stored in the Dark Arcana. He broke that by going in there. Doesn't care. So he breaks in, steals this orb that's basically supposed to show him his future. He sees it. All he sees is fire and everything, so he knows exactly what he has to do. So the bad guy shows up, gets in a fight with the headmaster right here. Headmaster tries to break him, and he says, "Rest easy, old friend." He splits up and basically just flattens this dude, telling all the children that they can leave or join him. The one girl steps up, basically tries to get him, and he's saying that magic can't hurt him. So our main character pops back up. He teleported into another realm, and he says, "I'm the last person you're ever going to speak to." So here on the next page, and this is the page that instantly had my jaw drop, and I was like, I'm going to love this book. So one of the other crimes that is punishable by death is may anyone bring another object back from another world. And the dude says, again, he says to him, magic can't kill me. And he says, yeah, well, F magic. Because he went into our realm, got a gun, and basically shot this dude right in the face and killed him. All the other dudes try and take off, and he's like, nope, you're not getting away. And that's what brings us to this. It's kind of setting up that these old characters that got away are now trying to do good, be superheroes in our time, in our world, and he's trying to kill them. So basically, he's just destroying them. Again, the artwork is phenomenal. Reminds me of that very old school, early 90s Spawn vibe. So I love it. Basically, just handing it to the kid. Kid turns back into his real form, his normal self, telling him that he's trying to do good, that he's better, and he doesn't care. Our main character doesn't care. He's going to kill him. So here it cuts to him back at home. He can finally, he can finally sleep after killing him, but he knows what he has to do. He has to hunt down the rest of the people. So he goes to his cloak, has his sigil, and what I loved about the ending of this is he's basically saying that they've taken a new form. They're pretending to be superheroes. They're pretending to be the good guys. He said, well, if that's the game they're playing, I guess I'm going to have to be the bad guy. And then you kind of have a poster of like the Prestige, like they're Avengers, and he's basically going to hunt each one of them down and kill them. So out of all the books, I normally don't rate anything, but like I said, I want to start with Vanish. I absolutely love this book. I'm going to continue reading it, and I can't wait for the next issue. So let's get into the next book. All right, we got Jurassic League number 5. I think it only goes to 6, so there's one more issue after that, and then it's going to wrap up the series. I say this every time. It's a very fun book. It's great for kids if they enjoy that. I would love to see this as an animated series, a toy line, anything like that. So that Black Adam's giving off a nice glare. We start off last issue, Darkseid appeared. So we have Superman here, or Super Sore, I should say. Saying he's going to help build defenses with his family, while Wonder Woman says she can't. She has to go defend her family. So she's trying to go fight him. Nothing's even happening. Can't make a dent. He basically flicks her like a fly, and she's in the ocean, so she can't do anything because she was on a bird. Here, he finally gets to her island where her people are, and he starts snatching them up, trying to eat them. She finally shows back up and says she's going to fight for her people. Here we have the character that's supposed to be Batman with this human. They're finally starting to understand each other. He doesn't know if he's starting to speak human or if the human's starting to speak his language. So they're trying to find the Joker, which killed his family, so he's trying to hunt him down. And then it cuts to Superman with his dad, because Superman crashed. It's the same backstory, same origin story as any other Superman book. His dad from this planet shows him the hologram of his real parents. And his real parents explain to him that he's a hero, he's the strongest, that he should defend all his people. So he finally realizes that he needs to go help his friends instead of just staying there and defending them. So then it cuts to Jokerzard running from Batman. And then we got another fight between Wonder Woman and Darkseid. She's getting her butt kicked, but then she sees this ancient armor hanging on the wall, which is pretty dope. She puts that on, so it definitely gives her an upper edge, and she just uppercuts him, sends him flying. He's like, you think a little suit of armor will help you? Who do you think brought that pathetic beast to extinction? I am Dark Leosaur, destroyer of the past and all futures. So finally, Superman shows up. He's like, your future on this earth is over. Basically just shows up, lands on his head, straight up crushes him. Telling her he's sorry that he refused her help before, that he's here for him now. And then you see the rest of the Jurassic League show up. So all the people are happy until they see that Jokerzard is after them, trying to kill them. He screams into the jungle, and now all these minions are hurtling toward the village where all the people had the wall, and they're trying to hide. But at the last page, you see our hero Batman. He swoops in, and they look up. They're like, is it a dinosaur? They're like, no, it's a bat. So I'm pretty sure that's there's one more issue after this, but it's definitely a fun read. If you have kids, I definitely recommend reading it with them. So let's get to the next book, guys. So here we have Midnight Suns, number 1. Another book I was very excited to read. I love Blade. I love Ghost Rider. It's the Spirit of Vengeance Ghost Rider in this one, the female version. And then the classic suit Wolverine. And then I do like magic. I just haven't read a bunch of X-Men. Going into this book, I haven't read Strange Academy at all, so don't roast me for not knowing what some of these characters and their backstory is. But if this book continues to be good, and I enjoy it, I definitely will pick up a trade or two of Strange Academy because I heard amazing things about there. So here you basically have a girl. You starting off getting her backstory. This is April 3rd. She can. I'm not sure if it's like dream powers or shadow powers or something, but she can conjure these like spirits, so she gets out of that. And here's kind of where I was confused in the beginning, because you have Blade and you have Magic talking. I don't know who any of these characters are, and this is kind of my first introduction to them. But here you're at the Strange Academy. They brought in Blade and Magic to kind of teach these kids. I know a lot of you probably have Strange Academy, so you'll be more familiar with these characters than I was. But basically it cuts to that chick having a vision. And that vision, everybody on the planet sees at the exact same time, and it's the apocalypse. She says either she is vanquished or the world will be. And I thought this was cool, a cool concept that everybody sees the same vision at the same time. This girl, she's a zombie. And then it cuts to the ghostwriter getting showing that everybody had the same vision at the same time. So it was a cool setup. I was definitely not expecting Dr. Doom to be in this book because Dr. Doom's one of my favorite supervillains. He's in Latveria, and then he says that is not acceptable because he saw the vision too. So, and not even just our world, every world sees the same vision, and now she's freaking out, and now these shadow monsters or creatures start pouring out of her vision or her dreams. I'm still kind of unsure what the situation is going on. And then you got Ghost Rider that pulls up. The Spirit Rider, she pulls up and just starts clapping cheeks. Can't get any more to turn. And then we got everybody showing up. We got Wolverine, Magic, Blade, Ghost Rider, and again, don't even know her name because it's been a few days since I've read this. So issue 2, I'll catch back up. So basically, he's saying he can't smell the kid anymore. Those demons took the girl who's having those visions. Here's just kind of the aftermath of everybody kind of figuring out what's going on. Still having more of the visions. And then he says, come on, Brooks, even though I know that when magic is involved, it always can get worse. And he says, turn over the girl or face your doom, and Dr. Doom shows up. So like I said, I was very surprised with this book and very curious to see where it goes. I remember the Midnight Suns from the early 90s kind of growing up in their old school stories, so I'm definitely going to continue this, and it's a fun read, surprising characters, and can't wait to see where it goes. So let's get into the next one. All right, we got Batman 127. I always say I'm not the biggest DC guy unless it comes to DC versus vampires or Deceased or something horror or something like that. But ever since I jumped on with the new Chip Zdarsky run, my mind has been blown. Storytelling, the artwork, it's just phenomenal in this. So we start off with a little flashback. We have Batman talking to Superman about the contingencies of the Justice League and what would happen if Batman would ever get out of control. And he says, it's Clark, it's you. You're supposed to stop me if anything happens. So we pick up here. He was getting the last issue. He was turning into the Batman of Zor-El Ra, his little alter ego. And he's kind of weaponizing. If you've ever read some of the older Batmans from the 90s when this event happened, all his weapons were real primitive, and kind of he's all strapped up. And this is what I'm talking about. This artwork is just crazy good. It's just perfect in my opinion for this book. So here he's got this almost energy blade type thing, and he's fighting him, and basically he's saying you must be stopped. You can't touch me. You can't even hurt me. Saying it's over. Basically saying you're gonna die because you killed somebody. And now Robin's saying that he was framed. It's just tricks. Failsafe is saying it doesn't matter. So they're trying to get out of there. Then it cuts back to Nightwing kind of cleaning up where him, Batgirl, all them got absolutely destroyed. And here he's talking to Barbara, and he's saying that he needs backup. So he can basically do it as fast as we can. So here it cuts back to Robin and Batman trying to get away from Failsafe. Failsafe scanning the whole apartment and the whole building. This is why I get Terminator vibes, because he just kind of explodes from the bomb he set there, but he's just on fire and he just walks right through. So basically, Failsafe is just like a Terminator in the Batman universe. So now, I kind of thought this was cool how he's scratching the paintings, and then he's coming around the corner to scratch up Alfred's. He tells him to stay away from Alfred, so he comes back at him with the energy blade. They get in a nice fight. Now Robin hits him in the back with an energy blade, telling him to stay out of it. This doesn't concern you. You're just going to get yourself killed along with all your friends if you're helping Batman. So again, Batman's just getting destroyed. Failsafe's telling him that Robin and Nightwing and Batgirl is basically Batman's army, and Batman's saying that that's his family. That's not how he looks at it. And again, panels like that, artwork's perfect in my opinion in this book. Basically, this is Bruce Wayne's inner self talking, calling Robin his son, trying to defend him. Batman's getting absolutely destroyed. It looks helpless. That's why I like this book, because Batman looks like there's no hope for him. Batman is literally flattened out, about to flatline from Failsafe. And all of a sudden there's a whoosh. Boom, Superman comes in. I'm going to need you to step away from my friend, he says. And then it kind of leaves off the last page. Superman is here. Next, the League of Gotham. So yeah, love these books. I can't wait to see how it ends, and I hope it continues for a long time. I like Chip Zdarsky on this. I'll be sad if it ever stops. So let's get into the final book of the week, and then we'll close this out, guys. All right, we got Ghost Rider number 6. This is him versus the Wolverine, even though they're not really fighting. Wolverine's helping him. This book was very graphic in nature at times, so if you're a little squeamish, I'm just letting you know that now. After we left off with the race, Wolverine pulls up to a bar, tells everybody to get out because he needs to help Johnny Blaze. Dude's telling him not to get out, hits him with an 8-ball. You know how humans are with mutants. They don't want to deal with it. So I like this panel. He says, you hold on there, Blaze, and focus on me. Get numb because this is going to hurt. He takes his one claw out, sterilizes it, burns it, because Johnny Blaze has this creature on the side of his head. So here he's basically going to cut him out. And then it leaves off with that. And then you get cut back to Alablaster and I think, Zebediah? Yeah, I always forget that dude's name. They're laid out. He was going to kill him because they're trying to work. Everybody's trying to kind of go towards Johnny Blaze, and they think that killing him is going to solve everything. So here we got Wolverine basically cutting out this demon or whatever is in Johnny Blaze. Just absolutely crazy paneling right there. Wolverine cuts it out. He says it doesn't matter because it's him. He's the disease. He's the infestation. So now it's coming out of his stomach. And Wolverine's like, hold on, I just need to cut it out of you. We got this dude over here. It crawls into this dude and pulls him up. Wolverine cuts that dude's legs off, cuts him in half. Wolverine's telling him the only way that you're going to survive this is by being the Rider. And this whole book is about Johnny Blaze not having control of the Rider. He just kind of comes out sporadically. So he's trying to figure out how to have control of the power. So he tells him he needs to save himself by turning into the Rider. So, of course, he turns into it. Then we cut back to Alablaster getting killed by Zebediah and trying to bring the girl back. Another paneling. And then I love this. I love this book. It's one of my favorites too. I've always been a huge Ghost Rider fan, but I love the horror vibes of this. So here we get Ghost Rider that comes back, and then as Ghost Rider comes back, it purges this creature or disease from him, and then Wolverine's able to remove him. So again, now Wolverine and Johnny Blaze are fine, but it leaves off at the end. The next is Shadowhunters, the dude that Wolverine gutted and cut in half. This thing crawls into his head. So the next issue is Shadowhunters. So yeah, that's all the books I read this week. I'm going to cut real quick to kind of get these books out of the way. They're all over, and then I'm going to close this out. I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys like this series. I kind of rushed through it a little bit today because my girlfriend's going to be getting off in 20 minutes. So I need to start getting dinner ready and getting things around for her. But let me know in the comments if you like me kind of going through these books, or if you'd like it a different way. I can dial it down and only do my favorite, like my top 3 favorites, or I can keep doing it where I'm just going to continue doing the books that I feel like people should know about and people should read. So other than that, again, today's Wednesday. I hope you guys keep killing it, keep having an amazing week. I will remind you again, once I hit 150 subscribers, I will be announcing my 200 subscriber giveaway. So if you guys like this comment, feel free to subscribe if you're not, share with your friends. Anything always means the world to me. As long as I can make one person's day, it's good enough for me. So yeah, let's grind to the weekend. Let's keep going. I hope you guys stay positive. I always appreciate all the kind words you guys say to me. It means the world. One last thing before I cut out. I'm going to start every Friday. I'm going to start doing just random group shout outs. So it's going to be in no particular order. So if you want me to add your name to that list that I'm going to start doing every Friday, just leave a hash just after your comment. Just put like hashtag shout out. And again, it's going to be in no particular order. But people shout me out. I want to show the love back to you guys. And there's a lot of channels out there that I support, that support me. And I think that are great channels, and they're great individual human beings. So yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I love you guys. Let's keep our head up. Let's stay focused. Let's stay positive. I love each and every one of you. And as always, I hope you guys found what you're looking for. Thank you.